Ever notice the timer's name? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee for our voting session. Thank you all. I believe we have 6 bills on our list today. I will start with House Bill 156, Delegate Wilkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 156 is the Student and Military Voter Empowerment Act. It requires public institutions of higher education to have plans to encourage students to vote. And it requires that institutions that receive state funding provide a link to their provide a link from their course registration website to the state's online voter registration system. It also allows military personnel to submit a federal application for voter registration and absentee voting electronically. So it basically supports our students and our military in having greater access to the ballot. There is an amendment on this bill. It's just a clarifying technical amendment that just clarifies that common access card for use by military personnel is just for the purposes of confirming identity. With that, I move the subcommittee amendment.
Second. Is there a second? I heard a second. Are there any questions about the amendment? All right, all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, counting the amendment as unanimous, Delegate Wilkins?
I move the bill as amended.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of the bill as amended, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Keep your hands up for a moment. See Delegate Rose, Delegate Long, and Delegate Boatler.
And
Delegate Shoemaker.
yes.
And Delegate Hartman as well.
Yes, I might as well join the crowd.
It's not the full crowd, so I'll read them again. Delegate Rose, Delegate Hartman, Delegate Long, Delegate Boatler, and Delegate Shoemaker. That's 5. Okay, you got it? All right.
6.
Thank you. Our next bill, also Delegate Wilkin, House Bill 247.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Chair. Another great bill from the Election Law Subcommittee. This one deals with voting order priority for individuals who need extra assistance. This legislation, what we did is that there are 2 bills that have similar goals that were introduced into our committee. So one of them deals with elderly individuals and the other one dealt with people with disabilities. So what we did was combine them. And so what the amendment does is just combine the 2 bills, and what in practice would take place is that election judges would be trained to provide accommodations to the elderly and to disabled individuals and provide signage so that we can ensure that they're accommodated when they go to vote. That is the amendment on the bill, and I move the amendment.
All right, thank you. Great description of it. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions on the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do, only because I haven't had a discussion about this, and this was my bill. Does this still include the requirements to offer priority voting to these groups?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? The amendments have been moved and seconded. All those in favor of the amendments?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and on the bill as amended, Delegate Wilkins?
Move favorable.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions on the bill as amended? All those in favor of the bill?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, counting that as unanimous. And I say that out loud just to ensure that I didn't miss anyone. All right, thank you. Next bill, House Bill 373, Delegate Washington.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 373, as amended, this bill modifies the hiring requirements established by Chapter 55 of 2019, which adds to the existing school hiring contracts extensive reviews of previous employment records. This bill narrows the window in which the records must be collected from the entire history of the employment to just 10 years. Additionally, it creates a category of emergent employee for someone who has provided all information and supporting documents and who affirms that he or she is not disqualified from employment. An emerging employee's employment lasts for 60 days, during which this employee may not work alone with minors unless supervised, or if a school bus driver is videotaped. The bill also allows records checked. The bill also allows a records check be made by another school or contracting agency to count for the purposes of the required records check. The amendment allows contracting agencies to use employment history checks performed by other contracting agencies and fixes some technical problems with the bill. I move the amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
And Delegate Washington, can you explain, we did a bill like this last year or the year before, and we're trying to correct it. What was the problem that was being identified exactly?
So right now, the issue is that when a school system has to look at an employee's record, their history record, they have to go back their entire employment history. This limits it to 10. Last year the bill, we passed the bill out of the House and it went to the Senate. But this year there was also some issues with bus drivers and how bus drivers, if they can go back and look at the contracts, look at the unemployment history checks can be performed by an outside agency or a different agency if it was performed before. So that fixed it. So this time we fixed that piece, and I think we came to a good place this time around.
Okay. The amendments were moved and seconded. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the amendment's unanimous. And on the bill?
I move the bill as amended.
Second.
Bill's been moved and seconded and thirded. Any questions? All those in favor of the bill as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that is also unanimous. Thank you, Delegate Washington. House Bill 400, Delegate Washington?
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 400 requires that a child who is placed in the custody of a detention facility remains enrolled in public school until after the disposition of a child's juvenile case. MSD must develop a plan to transfer educational records to a facility, and in consultation with the county boards of education, re-enroll children who are released. Finally, this bill also requires MSDE to develop an educational plan for any child detained for more than 4 weeks. There's no amendments to this bill, and this is the exact same posture that this committee moved the bill last.
Okay, thank you. So you moved the bill?
I moved the bill, yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, I heard a second. Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of the bill?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, unanimous as well. Thank you, Delegate. Back to you, Mr. Vice Chair, on your own bill, House Bill 465.
Yep, Madam Chair, after reviewing, there's not only some sponsor problems with this bill, but, we had to review this bill. So I wanted to special order this bill until the appropriate time next week.
Maybe by then we'll find a new sponsor.
Right.
All right, you made the joke first. All right, House Bill 629, Delegate Washington.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a bill, House Bill 629 is a bill that we heard this week. This bill prohibits us, I think it was this week, man, this week's been crazy. This bill prohibits a student board member from being the deciding vote in a county board of education vote. This subcommittee moved unfavorable on this bill, and we moved on.
Second.
All right, there's a motion of unfavorable that was seconded. Are there any questions on this bill? All right, all those in favor of the unfavorable, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is party line on this one, 7. But with 14 or 15 others here, the unfavorable motion passes.
It's unfavorable.
So that was party line, 7 no's on that one.
Okay.
Anything else for the good of the order? Anything, any subcommittee chair have announcements, starting with you, Mr. Vice Chair? Anything for early next week?
Yeah, we're gonna, well, not early next week, but we are gonna meet on Wednesday next week to take up a few more bills. So just prepare yourselves, and just so the public knows, we are gonna be meeting next week, Wednesday, and we'll get out the agenda.
There's the unfavorable voting list.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Who did you want to check on?
You.
Well, two things. We need to check on Delegate Jones for the first bill. And also we have 2 withdrawn bills to vote on.
I apologize for that. Delegate Jones, the first bill was Delegate Lutke's Student and Military Voter Empowerment Act. Delegate Lutke and Griffith, very bipartisan Student and Military Voter Empowerment Act. Are you in favor?
I apologize, Chairwoman. I was having major tech issues and I vote for yes on the bill as
And
amendment.
the amendments as well?
That is correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I move the 2 withdrawn bills unfavorable as a consent calendar.
Second.
Second.
all right, thank you, Delegate Lutke. You're good, you're very good at the withdrawn bills. I appreciate it. All right, all those in favor of the unfavorable on the withdrawn bills?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Take it up with the sponsor, right? Anyway, sorry about that. Thank you, Pat and Sarah, for correcting that. And then any other announcements from subcommittee chairs,
I do.
please?
Racing and gaming, again, we had. So on Monday, 11:30, the subcommittee will meet. Racing and gaming,
I suspect it will be a short meeting.
a very short meeting.
Anybody else? All right, see you all at 1:30 for the hearing. I believe we have 11 education bills. So, all right, thank you all.